Good morning, Sanjay and Sophia Suleiman. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm happy to see you on the screen. Yeah,
Yes. Good
Morning.
morning.
yeah. I hope you are enjoying the day with
Yeah.
cool climate there.
Yeah. Not. I bet it's really warm over where you are.
Oh, warm. Wow.
Yeah. How are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm absolutely fine. Thank you very much. Give me 2 minutes. Everyone is joining now.
Okay.
Within 2 minutes, we'll start the session. Yeah, thank you.
Oh. Yeah. Where's the camera?
Hi, Abu. Good morning.
Hi, how are you? Okay. Good morning. Are you okay?
Yeah, happy to see you. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. So you want me to introduce you?
No. Give me 2 to 3 minutes. The session will be start. We have the program schedule. According to that, we can follow that.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Ashok sir.
Sir, shall we start, sir?
So, yes, sir. 2 minutes. I will
Yeah.
take the confirmation from sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Ashok sir, please start the session.
Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. And this is Dr. K. Ashok Babu, the professor in Samuel George Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences and examination branch in charge. Very good afternoon to everyone present here. It's give me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this international webinar on quality and safety in healthcare beyond the prescription through pharmacovigilance and quality assurance, organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cells of Dr. Samuel George Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Markapur. As we gather here today, the both virtual and across the borders, it is indeed a proud historic moment of our institution as this event is being held as a part of Silver Jubilee celebrations of our college, marking the 25th years of academic excellency, innovations, and services and community. I extend my I extend my heartfelt greetings to our distinguished chief patrons, Dr. N. Stella Selina Garu, Academic Director, and Dr. A. Satish Garu, Director of SGIPs. Those whose vision and leadership continues to guide this institution on this path of the progress. I also take this opportunity to acknowledge the convener of this program, our respected principal, Dr. Prasanna Kumar Desuga, for this constant encouragement, support, and dedication in ensuring that this event makes the shape with a success and grind. The theme of this webinar is the both timely and significant. In the present era of complex healthcare system, the assurance of the safety and quality is not just a regulatory requirement, but a moral and professional responsibility for every healthcare professionals. Pharmacovigilance plays a critical role in monitoring adverse drug reactions, safeguarding patient health, and strengthening the public trust in medicine, while the quality assurance ensure that the process behind the healthcare delivery remains robust, transparency, and reliable. By bringing together international experts who are distinguished in their fields, these webinars offer an individual opportunity for participants to understand the global prospects, the practical tools, and career opportunities that exist in these vital domains. It is a heartening and to see the overwhelming response from the students, research scholars, faculty members, and healthcare professionals who have registered from the across the India and borders abroad, which reflect the growing recognition of importance of the pharmacovigilance and quality assurance in shaping the future of healthcare. I warmly welcome our eminent speakers for the today's sessions. Dr. Sanjay Tangi has accomplished the quality pharmacist from the United Kingdom who will be enlighten us on the theme of the quality in the healthcare system. And Dr. Abu Alam, a highly experienced pharmacovigilance specialist and also from the United Kingdom, who will share his expertise on how the pharmacovigilance protects the patients beyond the prescriptions. Their presence and contribution on this webinar are highly appreciated. We are look forward to their insightful deliberations. Before we proceed the further, I request all the participants to kindly ensure that their mics remains muted to avoid any technical disturbances during the session. We encourage you actively participate in the question and answer sessions the following the talks, where you will be opportunity to interact directly with our distinguished speakers. With these words, I once again extended a warm welcome to one and all. Let us embark and this academic journey together to make this international webinar the fruitful and memorable experience for everyone. Thank you. And now I invite our convener, Dr. Prasanna Kumar Desugaru, to give the welcome address to the audience.
Good afternoon to the participants who are attending this webinar from India, and good morning to the participants who are attending from the UK. I am Dr. Prasanna Kumar Desu, convener of today's webinar and principal of Dr. Samuel George Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences. We are proudly conducting this webinar on the occasion of the Silver Jubilee of Dr. Samuel George Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences. So on this occasion, I don't want to take so much time to finish all the things. I'm welcoming our speakers, Sanjay and Abu, and also welcoming special guest of today's webinar, Sophia Suleiman. Sophia Suleiman Garu, heartily welcome to our webinar.
Thank you.
So thank you. So I don't want to take much more time to read all the things. So Ashok sir, we can continue to the next section. I'm requesting all the participants to mute your mics, please. Ashok sir, can you please? Ashok sir, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sorry.
Yes, sir. Please continue to the next session.
Yes, yes. Sir. Thank you, sir, Dr. Prasanna Kumar Desu, for your warm welcome and kind words. And next, it's my pleasure to invite our chief patron, Dr. Stella Sindinagar, for the keynote address.
Yes. Video కూడా. మీకు
Thank you, Ashok. Good morning and good afternoon to everyone gathered here. It gives me immense pleasure and pride to join you all at this international webinar on quality and safety in healthcare beyond prescriptions through pharmacovigilance and quality assurance. At the outset, I extend my heartfelt greetings to our respected director, Dr. A. Satish, our principal and convener of this event, Dr. Prasanna Kumar Desu. Video on lone undi. Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. You can audible.
At the outset, I extend my heartfelt greetings to our respected director, Dr. A. Satish, and our principal and convener of this event, Dr. Prasanna Kumar Desu, esteemed faculty, organizing committee, and distinguished speakers joining us from United Kingdom. I also warmly welcome the students, faculty members, healthcare professionals, and international participants who have taken the time to be part of this meaningful academic gathering. As we mark the silver jubilee of Dr. Samuel George Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, this event represents more than a milestone in years. It represents the journey of an institution dedicated to quality, excellence, and service. Over the last 25 years, SGIPS has nurtured thousands of pharmacy graduates, postgraduates, and researchers who today serve in diverse sectors of healthcare and pharmaceuticals, both nationally and internationally. The celebration of this legacy through today's webinar reminds us our responsibility to maintain high standards in education and to contribute meaningfully to the society. The theme of this event could not be more relevant. Quality assurance in healthcare is the foundation upon which safe, effective, and ethical medical care is built. In an age when technology, innovations, and pharmaceutical sciences are advancing at an unprecedented pace, it is essential that the processes behind every medicine, every treatment, and every service are held to the highest standards of quality. Without this assurance, innovation loses meaning and the trust in the healthcare system is compromised. As academicians and professionals, it is our duty to instill in our students the value of precision, accountability, and excellence in every aspect of their work. At the same time, pharmacovigilance remains as that our responsibility does not end with prescribing or manufacturing the drugs. It extends far beyond ensuring the patients are safe, protected, and confident in the treatment they receive. Pharmacovigilance empowers healthcare systems to monitor adverse effects, prevent harm, and evolve continuously to meet the global standards. Today, quality assurance and pharmacovigilance form the pillars of the healthcare ecosystem that is safe, reliable, and patient-centered. This international webinar brings global expertise into our classrooms and lecture halls. Thanks to our distinguished speakers, Dr. Sanjay Thanki and Dr. Abu Alim. Their insights will not only deepen our understanding of quality assurance and pharmacovigilance, but also open doors for our students to envision new career paths.
Distilled water.
So I encourage every participant to observe, question, and interact actively during the session, as knowledge truly grows when it is shared and discussed. I encourage every participant to observe, question, and interact actively during the session, as knowledge truly grows when it is shared and discussed. As we celebrate 25 years of SGIPS, let us renew our commitment to academic excellence, ethical practice, and global collaboration. I am confident that today's event will ignite curiosity, strengthen knowledge, and inspire future innovations. With these words, I wish this webinar grand success and thank you all for your presence. Have a good day.
Thank you, madam, for your valuable insights in the keynote address. Next, I invite our chief patron, Dr. Adimula Satish Garu, to deliver the keynote address to the audience.
Good afternoon. Am I visible? My video is on?
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Perfect. Perfect, sir.
Yeah. Very good afternoon. First of all, I really congratulate Dr. Sanjay, then Abu Alim, and the new guest. I didn't get the name. I thought I could write down.
So,
The woman,
Sophia Sulema.
Sophia. I'm very glad to be with us. I'm really excited to see you in this webinar. I really congratulate the team SGIPS headed by Prasanna for taking the initiative. Yeah, Sophia Sulema. Yes, this is hi. Abu Ali, hi. Sanjay, hi. Now the director, Dr. Stella, gynecologist, has got a video. I don't know, she couldn't get the audio. She has muted the audio.
Yes, sir. Madam is on mute.
Yeah, we both are medical graduates, and we did our MBBS, MS from Karnool Medical College. Way back in 86, we joined MBBS. We did everything in 98. And we were practicing with L.V. Prasad Eye Institute as an ophthalmologist, Dr. Stella, gynecologist.
Hello.
Yeah, somebody please mute. Yes. Now I'm ready. I'll go with that. Now, it's really an honor to stand before you at this international webinar organized by our. Am I audible, Prasanna?
Yes, sir. It is audible.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell. This is for the guests, and another thing for our stakeholders, Institution Innovation Council. These are the statutory bodies who will organize this kind of webinars from our institution. The theme is very exciting for me: quality and safety in healthcare. I don't know if the people over there, Sanjay, Abu, and Sophia, the theme of the society is there is a colloquial saying in our language, Palle Prajalaku Pramanika Vaidyam. It's called quality health care for rural population. The emblem of the THG says that quality health care for rural population. It has been designed long back. That's very good. And now the webinar theme, which is coined by Prasanna, really exciting for us. It suits for Indian scenario. It suits for Indian scenario and our place. I know the quality assurance, usually the term quality assurance, what we understand is from the chemistry word. Quality assurance is a QA and QC, something like that, as a doctor, as I understand. But now it is very eye-opener that healthcare assurance, quality healthcare assurance. Yeah, it's a great, perception or new facet for me. The quality and safety in healthcare beyond prescriptions through pharmacovigilance and quality assurance. Yeah, pharmacovigilance is a word which we were not heard earlier. We were not heard earlier during our student days. Maybe I finished my MBBS and MS in 98. It's a very exciting word. Now we have organized pharmacovigilance workshops in our institutions in collaboration with at MIPER. Now I am talking from Karnool MIPER. With this, I would like to go with the regular thing. We are celebrating Silver Jubilee of this institution. We are reminded of the vision of our founder, late Dr. Samuel George, who established SJIPS, who is none other than my father, with a mission to transform rural learners into competent pharmacy professionals. I beg apology from my guests that I would like to emphasize this statement in Telugu. ఈ మార్కాపూర్ ప్రాంతంలో ఉన్న పల్లె ప్రజల కోసం దీనిని ఈ ప్రాంతంలో ఈ యొక్క ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేసి ఈ ప్రాంత ప్రజలకు హెల్త్ కేర్ ఇవ్వాలన్న ఆలోచనతోటి వే బ్యాక్ ఇన్ 2001 it has been established. Now I'll get back to my English. Today's webinar is a testament to this legacy of growth and progress, aligned with our mission to promote knowledge that makes a tangible difference in the society. The subject of today's webinar is of global significance. Pharmacovigilance has emerged as one of the most crucial areas in healthcare. Really, it's astonishing, should I say, pharmacovigilance. Maybe we heard long back with the thalidomide and phacomilia. That was only published in our textbooks, Satoskar 1, Satoskar 2. And those only two books which we read during our MBBS days. Then we didn't know the word called pharmacovigilance. And the most crucial areas in healthcare. It ensures that medicines, while healing, do not harm. That every adverse effect is monitored and that systems are put into place continuously to improve patient safety. I'd like to remind the audience that participants on the webinar from healthcare sector, we have a act in India called COPRA, Consumer Protection Rights Act. Now, healthcare delivery system is a consumer product. It's no longer a service domain. It's purely commercial activity. When it comes to commercial activity, we need to protect the rights of the end user. So for that, this pharmacovigilance word is very apt. Now, I'd like to say that pharmacovigilance is rapidly expanding, offering immense opportunities for the pharmacists. Maybe clinicians also, I don't agree, but pharmacists are being trained to assist the clinicians and researchers. Of course, the researchers should work, relentlessly on this aspect to deliver the quality healthcare and assure the quality healthcare. The field, when combined with quality assurance, become the backbone of healthcare delivery. Really, it's true in its sense. It's not a literary statement, but it is letter and spirit. The backbone of the healthcare delivery is the pharmacovigilance, ensuring not only safety, but also consistency, reliability, and public trust in the health system. Now, we need to regain the trust with the patients. Worldwide, there is no longer trust with the patients, but there is no choice for the patients except to depend on the allopathic medicines. Our institute has always prioritized the integration of these values into education and training. We believe that students should not only be knowledgeable, but also responsible professionals who uphold ethical standards and contribute to safer healthcare practices. Nowhere in the pharmacy colleges, they sensitize the students for the healthcare systems. I mean to say, pharmacy graduates, not the PharmD graduates. We consciously put an effort to sensitize our pharmacy graduates, especially B pharmacy graduates, for healthcare system by sending them to the hospitals as an internees and getting acquaintance with the healthcare atmosphere rather than the 10 laboratories prescribed by the Pharmacy Council of India in our scenario in India. We are privileged to have two distinguished experts with us, Dr. Sanjay Thanki, who will speak on QA in healthcare. Yeah, always QA is into the manufacture, but I'm eager to listen to his lecture on healthcare, QA in healthcare, and Dr. Abu Alim, who will elaborate on the critical role of pharmacovigilance. I'm excited to listen to this, and definitely it will add to my expertise in healthcare system, being there for the last 30 years. Their experiences drawn from global context will provide a fresh perspective. No doubt that definitely it will give fresh perspectives, which we will initiate in our institutions and practical insights for all of us. To all the students and participants present today, I would like to say this is your opportunity to learn, to question, and to explore new possibilities. Let this webinar not just be a session you attend, but an expression or an experience that inspires you to integrate QA and PV, quality assurance and pharmacovigilance, into your academic and professional journeys. With this note, I once again welcome you all and wish the program great success. Thank you. I beg pardon from Prasanna that the students who are on board అందరూ చక్కగా విని ఎక్కడ డిస్టర్బెన్స్ లేకుండా పెట్టుకొని I really heard some of the voices over there. Please learn the art of participating in the webinar. I still doubt this is what the rural India. They still should get acquainted with the webinars. పిల్లలు వెబినార్ను బాగా విని మ్యూట్ పెట్టుకొని అవసరమైనప్పుడు టెక్స్ట్ చేయండి మెసేజెస్. Then we will answer your questions. I don't want to take your time. It's already half an hour for the introduction. Thank you. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, Aberli. Sophia, thank you very much for being with us. Bye.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your inspiring thoughts of the theme and about our
Ashok sir, 1
institute.
minute.
Sir,
Ashok sir, 1 minute. I'm requesting Sophia Suleiman to speak some few words about the webinar. As a special guest today, you are special guest for this webinar, so I want to speak you few words about the webinar.
Well, thank you so much. I'm definitely caught off guard because I wasn't prepared to speak. I was just going to be a spectator today. I'll just do a quick introduction. My name is Sophia Suleiman, and I am a superintendent pharmacist here at a home care pharmacy based in the UK. I think quality and PV with pharmacovigilance is something that is high up in our expectations, and our everyday business is driven by quality. I think both Sanjay and Abu are definitely more the experts in this area. So I'm looking forward to hearing what they have to say. But I think, what you guys are doing here as well with setting up seminars with students early on to encourage them in this sector and this area to constantly have quality at the back of your minds is very important. Especially for patients in the future, when you're dealing with patients directly, I think you'll see adherence and cooperation with patients staying on medication really comes from education. So if you can find yourselves being aware of the smaller things like the side effects that may not necessarily be reported, but you start reporting them and you're engaging with the medical companies and reporting back to them efficiently, it actually just makes safety in healthcare a lot more prevalent as well. We're trying to encourage, patients to not become, we don't want them to be warned off medication or be scared of approaching new medications. But I think what we can do is help support them when they are on their journey. And what we can do is educate both our staff and our patients that we're dealing with. But I do think both Abu and Sanjay will have a better speech ready for you guys.
Yeah. It's no problem, Sophia. I say thank you for your few words regarding the webinar and the work you have done there, and thank you very much for that. From this note, I am asking you to Dr. Ashok sir to continue the session.
yes, sir. Thank you, Sophia, for giving of the valuable insights about today's webinar as a special guest. And also I thanks to our director, sir, for giving your inspiring thoughts about the theme and about the institute and about the today's speakers and about the students also. Okay. Next, I am move on to now I invite the Deepti to introduce our esteemed speakers.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is my privilege to introduce to you our first speaker for today's international webinar. We are honored to have with us Dr. Sanjay Tanki, a highly accomplished quality pharmacist from Leicester, UK. Dr. Tanki is associated with the Department of Quality Assurance at Personal Home Care Pharmacy, where he plays a vital role in ensuring adherence to international standards of quality and compliance in healthcare systems. Dr. Sanjay Tanki completed his Master of Pharmacy at the University of Hertfordshire, UK, graduating in 2015. He began his professional journey with a pre-registration placement at Jakub Chemist in Leicester during 2015-2016, laying a strong foundation for his pharmacy career. He has since gathered valuable experience across multiple roles, including working as a locum pharmacist and customer service provider for Fertility to You Limited, and serving as a locum pharmacist at Asha Pharmacy Limited in Leicester. Currently, Mr. Tanki holds the position of lead pharmacist in compliance and quality at Personal Home Care Pharmacy, Leicester. In this role, he is actively involved in developing and updating policies and procedures to ensure safety and efficacy dispensing practices. He also oversees compliance audits, assess adherence to protocols, and contributes to specific training for staff to maintain high standards across the organization. With extensive expertise in regulatory frameworks, quality management practices, and patient safety protocols, Dr. Tanki has contributed significantly to shaping future of pharmaceutical quality assurance at both institutional and industry levels. Today, Dr. Tanki will be delivering a talk on the topic Your Future in Quality, Understanding QA in the Healthcare Sector. Through his insights, he will shed light on the global expectations for quality professionals, the evolving standards in healthcare systems, and the career pathways that open up when builds expertise in quality assurance. We are truly privileged to have him share his knowledge with us, and I am confident that his presentation will be a source of great learning and inspiration to all the participants. Now, I hand over the session to Dr. Sanjay Tanki for his presentation.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. It's a pleasure to attend this webinar, and hopefully I will be able to teach you or show you something new that you didn't know before. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's hope that works out okay.
Yes, sir, you can. Sanjay, you are in mute. Can you unmute yourself, please?
Hi, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so thank you, Dipti, for that introduction. So I'm not going to go over it again, but basically I'm a quality pharmacist at Personal Home Care Pharmacy, and I'll just talk you through my understanding of QA in healthcare. Okay, so first of all, just going to go through the importance of QA. We have touched on it earlier, but in general, QA is vital for ensuring healthcare works properly. Any issues are identified, and we want to take a proactive approach to dealing with issues or anything that may occur that could impact patient safety or the quality of products, which in turn could impact patient safety as well. And the main thing that we deal with here is quality control and quality assurance to make sure that we run a smooth process in dispensing and ensuring that our patients receive a good service and receive the medication that they need correctly without any issues. Okay. So it's a systematic process. We have to make sure we take the right steps and we don't miss anything. Although it does focus on preventing errors before they occur, it also deals with errors when they do occur as well. So there's a proactive approach and there's also a reactive approach, and I will talk you through that process too. And hopefully you've heard about corrective and preventative actions and root cause analysis. But if not, I'll talk you through that too. And this is just to highlight the key difference between quality control and quality assurance. So quality control is the proactive element, putting things in place to make sure the outputs are as expected. And quality assurance is to govern those outputs and make sure the end product does fit the requirements that we need. Okay. So this is an example of quality assurance in healthcare where there's been a mistake with what's been dispensed and what was intended to be dispensed. As you can see here, we've got a box of amlodipine tablets, and it looks like someone's put on the wrong label for it, which can be a serious issue if someone takes the wrong medication. So this is just an example of the type of quality assurance that takes place in pharmacy. But as you are aware, there's also manufacturing, there's administering, and also prescribing as well in healthcare. So this is just one example in the dispensing element, but it's important we understand there are many elements involved too. But yeah, quality assurance is just important. Not only does it improve treatment outcomes, like I touched on earlier, but it does build trust in the healthcare system. A healthcare system with multiple mistakes causing issues will reduce trust and the reputation of the providers. So it is very important that we ensure that the processes are robust and well controlled. And there are growing regulatory requirements in our sector. So for us, not only are we governed by GDP, which is obviously MHRA regulations, but we're also governed by the GPHC, so the General Pharmaceutical Council, and we also hold voluntary ISO accreditations, currently with ISO 9001 and ISO 18001. Mainly it's 9001 that governs our quality management system, but there are other ISOs that may play a role in quality assurance in healthcare, especially as we move more towards AI and tech-related technologies within the industry. So you may start to see ISO 27001, which is becoming more popular, and you may see that becoming more of a big part of this industry. And you may also see ISO 42001, which is the AI related ISO. Okay, so this is just to sort of cover what QA ensures in pharmacy and in healthcare. But here are a few examples on the screen. Avoids issues, ensures the right products are delivered. It ensures that trend analysis is covered and actions are put in place when the root causes are identified. So it does encompass multiple areas as seen here. Okay, and this is just an example of a screenshot from our CAPA reports. So a CAPA report is a corrective and preventative action analysis report, and we have these set up. Abu could probably touch on this later if he's going to cover this, but he plays a vital role in ensuring, him and his team play a vital role in ensuring these are documented and carried out, and often they are sent to the clients that we work with, so the big manufacturers, to make sure that we have covered all aspects and fully analyzed any issues that may have occurred in normal practice. this is another example of the audits that we conduct at Personal Home Care Pharmacy. It's not an exhaustive list, sorry, but it does cover quite a few of the different audits. So as you can see in QA, there's a whole host of different activities from PV related activities. So we've got the annual PV audit and the March SDVs to ISO related activities. There's temperature mapping within the warehouse, validation of our packaging. So as you can see, there is all sorts here, and it's always growing in the regulatory requirements. So this will probably keep expanding as time goes on. Okay. So in quality assurance, obviously everything is sort of set by standard operating procedures, and these standard operating procedures and training programs help ensure a quality process and ensure that going forward everything is in place to make sure everyone follows the same processes and can effectively deliver the service that is required. Also, following that, it's important to have regular audits because you may think everything is in place and working fine, but an audit may identify a gap that hadn't been previously identified. And that gap, if it hadn't been addressed at that time, it may have gone on to cause an issue later down the line. So it is very important. Auditing is a regular occurrence, and through those audits, you can find areas of improvement or analyze risk. Okay, so this is an example of our processes over here. These are our delivery notes, really, that we send to patients. As you can see, there's a lot of information on here, and this is what we've developed over time, and this has ensured a safe and effective dispensing output by providing the checkers and the pharmacy staff with all the information they need. They're able to know exactly what medication is required, who the patient is, which courier may be collecting it, and this is also supplied to the patient. So we've got QR codes the patients can scan, which takes them to our site where they can see patient information leaflets, additional training information, and we've also clearly labeled the storage conditions on there too. We find by giving the patient a lot of information here, it prevents the patient not knowing how to use the medication. So it prevents administration errors, storage errors, and temperature excursions on their side. So this is one of the things that we've developed over time through incidents that have occurred, and we've analysed the issue and decided this is the best practice. Okay. So yeah, it looks like there's some drawings on my screen here. I'm not sure how to cancel those, but if you can kindly stop drawing, that'd be good. So this is an example of how we record our near misses. So a near miss is where there's been a dispensing error, but it's been identified before it's impacted the patient because it's not left the premises yet. So this just sort of goes through how it's all recorded, and it's really important that these are recorded because it can help spot trends or identify where things need to be tightened up in the dispensary or within the warehouse. So this is just an example of that, really. Okay, so the key frameworks and standards that we're regulated by and we must be sort of aware of. There are international ones, so I mentioned ISO. We've also got the Joint Commission International. Then there are some India-specific ones, which you probably have more knowledge of than I do. And then we've got the UK ones, such as the MHRA and GPHC. Okay. So technology in QA. Oh, okay. So okay. So yeah, technology is very important. It ensures efficiency, and there are more and more new technologies coming out on the market that can help. So we've got electronic health records, we've got electronic quality management systems, we've got virtual tools available to remotely audit as well. So there is a lot of technology, and it's important that we embrace emerging technologies to get the most out of quality assurance and drive efficiency and safety through the industry. There's also continuous monitoring systems. So in our warehouse, especially, we've got continuous temperature monitoring within the areas where we store stock. There's also QA software which can automate audits and help with risk analysis. We also have AI integrated in our pharmacy, which is quite exciting. Obviously, when we rolled out the AI, we had to make sure machine learning was conducted and it was able to process prescriptions correctly. And it is an evolving piece, but it's very important anytime you do implement new technologies, you do perform a proper risk analysis to ensure that those tools work correctly and safely. Another important system that we have is Power BI. Power BI helps analyze key metrics in the business and organization, and can help monitor us and assess our progress compared to our KPIs to find any areas where there could be improvement or where our clients' needs may not be met. Okay, so yeah, there are a lot of opportunities for students in quality assurance. As you can see, it is continuously evolving too. From there's all sorts here. Yeah, I'm not sure why there's all this writing on my screen, but yeah, all these marks.
Give me 1 second, Sanjay. Dear participants, ఇది చాలా అంటే చాలా చండాలమైన విషయం. వాళ్ళు యూకే నుంచి మనకి ప్రెజెంటేషన్ చేస్తుంటే మీరు ఇలాగా డిస్టర్బ్ చేయడం అనేది చాలా అంటే చాలా రాంగ్. కొంచెం బ్రెయిన్ యూజ్ చేయండి.
Prasanna, let
వాళ్ళు
me
మన కోసం
interfere. Boys, మీరు తెలియక చేస్తున్నారా, తెలిసి చేస్తున్నారా ఈ లవ్ సింబల్స్ పెట్టడము, ఈ గీతలు పెట్టడము? ప్లీజ్ స్టాప్. వీ కెన్ ట్రాక్, మిమ్మల్ని ట్రాక్ చేయొచ్చు, మీరు ఎవరో గుర్తుపట్టవచ్చు. బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ ది రికార్డింగ్ కాబట్టి ఈజీగా ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తాను. స్టాప్ డూయింగ్ ఆల్ దీస్ నాన్ సెన్స్.
Hi, maybe the host can probably disable the annotations. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. I'm doing that one. Yeah.
I think I've done it now. I think.
Once again, very sorry, Sanjay.
That's
Please
okay.
excuse this time.
It's okay. Okay. So yeah, this just shows the different opportunities for students. You may have heard of some of these, you may not have, but there are more and more options available, especially with a pharmacy-related degree, but also other degrees too. So as you can see, there's hospitals, pharma companies. Health tech is a very exciting new industry too. And it's all about a focused, you need sort of very good skills to focus in and dive deep into the data, analyze issues and understand what is happening, but also think of solutions of how to improve as well. So it does take some analytical thinking and attention to detail. You also need to be on top of regulatory changes. That's very important, because if you are not on top of regulatory changes and you're not compliant anymore because of any new requirements, then that is a very big issue that can occur. So there's a lot to it, and it does mean that there is a lot of opportunity available too. Okay, and this just touches more on the different opportunities. So as you can see, we've got pharma companies, we've got manufacturing, hospital QA, NHS, trusts, pharmacies, hospitals, and it sort of gives you some insight into the options here. Okay, so the main challenges in QA are a lack of investment in QA, really. Often it may be a neglected area, as it may not always be seen as an important part of the company, but I think there's been more of a shift towards understanding how important QA is in general, and ensuring there is proper focus on QA can ensure we've got compliant procedures, making sure training is sort of carried out properly, documented correctly, and systems are over time changed and developed to continuously improve and provide the most efficient and safe performance for the company. Another issue could be blame culture as well, which we'll touch on in a moment. So blame culture is about when there's an issue or when gaps are identified. Blame culture halts the ability to work on those issues and document them correctly, and it can help. It prevents the ability to really learn from mistakes. So it's really important we don't let blame culture affect QA. So this just talks about helping with. This just shows you how blame culture can affect you. It talks about open communication being prevented. So it means things are not reported. There could be people hiding things, a lack of transparency and honesty, basically, which is the last thing we need in this industry. Obviously, it's very important if patient safety can be affected. It's very important to be transparent and open. Furthermore, it can discourage learning from our mistakes. So it's very important that we don't implement blame culture. And again, if mistakes keep occurring, it can cause fatigue within the system, increase stress, low morale, and it can reduce patient safety. So the best thing is this just talks more about other issues with the blame culture as well. So as you can see here, it doesn't allow root cause analysis to go ahead. It just means that if there are any issues that are addressed, it's just a short-term fix that's been applied, but it doesn't actually solve the root cause, which means that issue can recur. And yeah, it undermines teamwork and trust because there isn't that open communication and collaboration between teams. Okay, so this talks about future trends in quality assurance in healthcare. So we did touch on AI and machine learning. There's real-time monitoring as well. We've got standardization of quality assurance systems and standards, which is really helpful for everyone because it means there is a set global standard for multiple things. It also allows the ability for skills to be transferable and knowledge to be transferable from one area to another. For example, someone who is aware of regulatory standards in India, if they were to go to the UK, a lot of those standards would apply here as well, and more so as time continues. And for us in pharmacy, especially, well, in healthcare in general, it's all patient-centered. That is the one of the main drivers for quality assurance, and that can't be done unless we have robust reporting systems, and there's more development in that as time goes on. Okay, so this just touches on some future trends. I'm just going to skim through this, but we've got more AI coming through. I think Novartis have developed an AI solution for their manufacturing processes, and the AI solution, the AI can visually inspect the injectable products that they manufacture and spot issues or deviations. So AI, as you know, it can make mistakes, but often it's a lot quicker than humans, and with time it can improve too. So that could be a quicker solution, and it can help maybe reduce human error too. We've got digital quality systems, which I touched on, like electronic QMSs, that can help with deviation and kappa handling, and ensures SOPs and key training materials are stored correctly. Regulations always evolving, and we're starting to see AI machine learning models now covered within the latest EMA draft, and we might see more for focus and onus of these being regulated within our industry. So that's an emerging trend. Yep, we touched on global QA standard alignment, which is really useful across the industry. Another exciting thing is the ability to upskill, combining a tech role and a healthcare role, as the sort of healthcare innovation increases. There's more roles which involve digital and data skills, which is very important and exciting to see. So it just opens up more opportunities for everyone. Also, yeah, we touched on this earlier, but remote inspections, for example, in the UK, the MHRA conducted multiple remote inspections, and we might see more of a hybrid auditing process going forward as well. And also it gives us the ability to train people with QA in a virtual environment. So that reduces travel times. It enables more access to training materials. And as you can see here, for example, maybe rural health workers using VR to learn QA protocols. So it just drives really efficient education through, and it's quite an exciting time if this can sort of work correctly. So that's basically everything I wanted to say today. If you have any questions, feel free to cover them. But basically the key takeaway here is quality assurance is one of the key factors in healthcare, as you should be aware. And we want to drive home the message that not only is it important for patient safety, but also can help with professional development. And it's always about the proactive approach to make sure that things work safely and correctly for everyone. Thank you.
Shall I add? Yeah, Sanjay, it was excellent. Inputs. I received excellent talk. Really is an eye-opening for us in this scenario of blame game. No, we need to change the culture of everybody, maybe the patients and the, being from the developed countries, we'll inculcate the culture in our people, maybe not the people, the professionals at least. The professionals, and now the technology-driven AI and the feedback from the patients and all, really, it's inspiring for us being healthcare professional, being a doctor. Thank you very much for this inputs. Worth spending time to listen to your presentation. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sanjay. Thank you. And Dr. Adimulap Satish for giving valuable inputs. I request Deepti to hand out the question and answer sessions.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sanjay Tanki, for such an insightful and thought-provoking session. Your presentation has given us a deeper understanding of role of quality assurance in healthcare and opportunities it creates for the future of pharmacy professionals. We will now take up the few questions from our participants. I kindly request the audience, if you have any questions, unmute yourself and ask. Dear participants,
One question in the chat
Can you
box.
check in the chat box? Yeah.
What are the challenges you face in the QA and how you overcome with that?
Okay, so that's a good question. I think the most common challenges are ensuring the audits cover the key areas. Often what we find is we have a set process in place. Maybe the process evolves over time, and we have regular audits for those processes. Now, if the process has evolved, but the audit hasn't been updated to cover those changes, then sometimes the audits may not always be relevant or may not always pick up the key areas in a proactive manner. So I think that's one of the key issues. One of the key things one of the key challenges we have. Also, QA is quite a big topic, and there's a lot of moving parts to it. We mentioned audits. There's also keeping on top of regulatory changes. There's keeping on top of SOPs and policies, and making sure we've got change controls in place. So I think adhering to the new regulatory requirements, whilst also managing internal policy and documents sometimes can be a bit tricky, but with a good team behind you and good communication, making sure you have robust planning and you have a sort of multidisciplinary approach with key stakeholders, I think that helps ensure that quality assurance and changes in policy and procedure is well covered and works well. Okay, so how does QA impact patient safety? So the key thing, there's a few things here, but quality assurance, firstly, from a policy, SOP and training view, ensures that those areas are properly managed. There's adequate training for each and every individual, depending on their role. So someone working in the warehouse, for example, knows exactly how to store the medication, how to handle it. They know how to report issues if they come across them. That's where it starts from. Okay. So yeah, quality assurance, it starts from, it covers a whole range of different things, but the way it impacts patient safety is in pharmacy especially, ensures the integrity of the product is maintained. It ensures the correct products are given to the patient. It ensures that the patient is trained on how to use medication adequately. And it also ensures that there is a proactive approach so that if errors or issues are discovered within the dispensing output, that these are addressed and ironed out before it affects any medication going to the patient. Also, another important factor to remember is, which was touched on earlier actually, is about key side effects that patients may experience. So it's very important with any new medications coming out to the market that these are adequately, any side effects are adequately reported, because if you were to forego these reports, then serious consequences may occur, and side effects that people weren't aware of may end up having serious impacts on people. All right, so let's look at what we've got here. Okay, So could you explain your responsibilities and the kind of work you are doing here? Okay, so my key responsibilities is ensuring a safe and effective quality output within the pharmacy. So I link in with the learning and development team. I link in with key stakeholders, so our responsible person who's involved in MHRA duties and activities, our deputy responsible person as well, and I link in with our pharmacovigilance team, as well as our customer services team, to ensure that processes are adequate and safely provided for our patients. So there is quite a lot involved, but I'd say those are the main topic, the main responsibilities, without going into a lot of detail for each one. Okay, so the EMA draft annex. So that in the EMA draft annex is regarding the EU Good Manufacturing Guidelines. So that's the European Medicines Agency, the EMA, and the new Annex 22. It includes, it specifically addresses the use of AI and machine learning in regulated pharmaceutical processes. So that's just showing how AI and technology are becoming more important within our healthcare industry, but also, thankfully, there is regulation for this to ensure that it is safely delivered and rolled out in the correct manner to prevent any harm or issues. Okay, where else are we now? Can AI replace the role of QA personnel management in the future? I wouldn't say it would replace the role of a QA person or manager, but it can certainly help with their job. At the end of the day, I think AI is a very useful tool, and it's important to understand that as good as AI is at the moment, there are also there's always the need for human input. I think AI is just a tool that can be used for a QA manager or person, but it is an interesting thought, and perhaps as AI evolves and becomes more important, maybe it can replace some of the functions of a QA manager or person. But at the end of the day, I think a QA manager or person is not about performing the tasks per se. It's actually about making sure that they are followed correctly and ensuring that they are managed efficiently and the right people are doing the right jobs. So there's quite a few here. I'm going to go to this one. How can AI be effectively used for QA in the present? So here in that personal home care pharmacy, we use AI to ensure that prescriptions are read and processed correctly. There are probably systems, not any that we have, but there are probably systems that can ensure AI can check dispensed items, for example, or dispensed medications, or maybe can check the label on the prescription, on the drug against what's been prescribed. So I think AI can help for that. We touched on AI being used in manufacturing. For example, I think I gave the example of Novartis introducing AI to analyze to assess their products on the manufacturing line to check for any issues or deviations, and it's basically like a Q quality control check process, I guess. There are quite a few things AI can be used for, and at the end of the day, for quality assurance, it's all about making sure that we reduce human error and we improve efficiency and a deep dive into errors that occur. And I think AI can do both of those things. Okay, so how do you stay updated with regulation industry trends? So that's a good question. I think the main ways to stay in touch are to subscribe to the right regulatory bodies. So the GPHC, you can sign up to their alerts. Same with the MHRA. It's important to often go on their websites and see what the latest information is. in the UK, we've got GDP, GMP, and they have the books that come out on a regular basis. It's important that when those books do come out, you analyze them and you check the differences within the previous year's editions and the latest edition to make sure you are adequately responding to changes in regulatory environments. What type of audits do we perform? I did show it on that slide earlier, but I know I went through it quickly. But we perform training audits, we perform quality assurance audits to make sure we're following policy and procedures in the different departments. We also perform audits in terms of PV. So we have source data verification audits. We've got quite a lot of audits, to be honest, but mainly it's in checking procedures are carried out correctly. It's checking our PV or essential activities are carried out efficiently and correctly too, and it's ensuring that the medication being sent to the patients are correct, and we do near-miss audits, for example, and that can help spot trends that could be impacting patient safety if they weren't picked up. Okay, so asking about quality assurance abroad. Okay, yeah, I think running out of time now, everyone. I do appreciate.
Yes, Sanjay. Yeah, no worries about the questions. We will answer for them. In case if they want any questions or queries, they can mail to me. No problem in that. And thank you for your valuable time. I know the time value in the UK, so every minute is very precious there. I understand that. I understand your hurry also, and thank you very much for your time and everything. Thank you, Sanjay.
You're welcome. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Tanki, for patiently addressing the questions. And I'm sure the participants has benefited greatly from your clarity and practical insights. Thank you.
You're
once
welcome.
again, once again, I thank you, Dr. Sanjay. And next, I invite Dr. Sunita to introduce our next speaker.
Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our second distinguished speaker for today's international webinar. We are privileged to have with us Dr. Abu Alim, an accomplished pharmacovigilance specialist from Leicester, United Kingdom. Dr. Abu Alim is associated with the Department of Health and Safety and Personal Home Care Pharmacy, where he has been actively engaged in advancing drug safety practices and ensuring that patients receive the highest standards of care, with a deep expertise in pharmacovigilance systems, regulatory frameworks, and safety monitoring strategies. He has made noteworthy contributions to improving healthcare outcomes and strengthening public confidence in medicines. Dr. Abu Alim completed his Doctor of Pharmacy and gained hands-on experience in patient care, clinical decision support, and multidisciplinary healthcare collaborations in 2020. Dr. Ali moved to Dubai and worked under the DBHA as a medical administration officer and quality controller in the health and safety department. His responsibilities included adverse drug reactions reporting, patient case management, patient counseling, pharmacovigilance-related activities, and internal audit. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he played a key role in healthcare safety initiatives and was recognized with a Momentum Award from the Dubai government for his contributions. Dr. Alim's talk today is titled Beyond the Prescription, How Pharmacovigilance Protects Patients. In his session, he will highlight the importance of robust pharmacovigilance mechanisms, the global need to minimize ADRs, and how healthcare professionals can play a key role in protecting patient safety. He will also share valuable insights into the evolving landscape of pharmacovigilance, particularly in the era of digital health and artificial intelligence. We are delighted to welcome him, and I am confident that his address will broaden our understanding of this critical domain. With these words, I request Dr. Abu Ali to kindly proceed with his lecture. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sunila. Thank you for the great intro. So, hi all, hi everyone. So nice to meet you all. So I'm a bully, so pharmacovigilance specialist working in personal home care pharmacy in the United Kingdom. So I'm going to present about the health beyond the prescription, how pharmacovigilance protects patients, right? So I'm going to share my screen now. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, Abu. It is visible.
Yeah, so in today's session, so we are going to dive into the fascinating and critical field of pharmacovigilance, often called PV for short. So you may not always hear about this in the headlines, but it's the hidden backbone of medicine safety. So every time you take a tablet, use an inhaler, or receive an injection, there's an entire system working behind the scenes to make sure that medicines is as effective and safe as possible. So that system is pharmacovigilance. So think of this as a journey from tragedies that shape PV to the processes that protect us today to the future roles. So you might play in safeguarding patient health. So let's get started about the session, yeah? So in this session, so we will be discussing the core aspects of pharmacovigilance. So what is pharmacovigilance? Why is it important? When was it introduced? And after what tragedy? The main objectives of PV, what needs to be reported, how PV works, career and job opportunities, and finally, the different work sectors within pharmacovigilance. So let's explore each together. So what is pharmacovigilance? So the basic definition says that pharmacovigilance is the science of detecting, assessing, understanding, and preventing adverse effects or any other drug-related problems. So in simpler words, it's about monitoring the safety of medicines that have been approved and used by patients. So the ultimate goal is to ensuring patient safety and the effective use of medicines. So why is pharmacovigilance important? So we can say that no drug is completely safe. So clinical trials can't capture everything. They are limited in size and duration. Once a medicine is available to the public, it's used by millions of unique patients in real life settings. So that's why post-marketing surveillance is essential. And pharmacovigilance is everyone's responsibility. Healthcare professionals, pharmaceutical companies, regulators, and patients themselves all play a role in reporting. So all can report the PV. So let's get into the next part. So how the history of PV, in which the PV was introduced, about that. So pharmacovigilance was shaped by a tragedy, like in 1961. So thalidomide was marketed as a safe, effective treatment for morning sickness in pregnancy. But what happened is it turned out to be a powerful teratogen causing severe birth defects in around 10,000 children worldwide. So this disaster changed medicine forever, leading to the establishment of pharmacovigilance systems. So hence the PV was introduced after this greatest disaster ever in the science. So similar, the objectives of pharmacovigilance. So we know what are the objectives we can see. So early detection of unknown ADRs, so which helps identify unexpected side effects of medicines that were not seen during clinical trials, allowing timely actions to prevent harm. So it improves patient care and safety. So by monitoring and managing drug-related problems, healthcare providers can make better treatment decisions, reduce risk, and enhance overall patient outcomes. Communicate risks to professionals and the public is another objective. So sharing accurate information about medicine-related risks ensures that both healthcare professionals and patients can make informed choices and take precautions. To promote safe, rational use of medicines. So it encourages prescribing and using medicines based on evidence, clinical needs, and safety data by avoiding misuse, overuse, or unnecessary treatments. So let's see what's need to be reported in PV. So we know that three criteria, only three categories, which is used in PV throughout, that is AE, ADR, side effects. So in PV, we focus on adverse events. Adverse, like I can say that AE is for adverse events, adverse drug reaction stands for ADR, and side effects commonly. So an adverse event is a medical occurrence in the context of drug treatment, whether related to the medicine or not. So an adverse drug reaction or ADR is an unwanted effect directly caused by a drug, for example, like nausea, rash, or bruising after starting a new medication. So upon administration, any dangerous reaction that is caused is called as an ADR. So side effects are unintended drug effects, which is often undesirable, but occasionally it is beneficial. So the key is that if it has happened while a patient is on treatment, it should be reported. Let's talk more about adverse events, right? So let's see that what is an AE. So with the definition, like an adverse event or AE is any undesirable medical occurrence in a patient who has been given a medicinal product. So importantly, it doesn't need to have a proven causal relationship with the treatment. That's the main part of an AE. So it doesn't have a causal relationship with the treatment. So any event that occurs during the treatment, that is reported as an AE. So adverse events can result not only from normal use of a medicine, but also from medication errors, misuse, abuse, or even occupational exposure. So let's see some examples, like a patient sees that feeling unwell, itchy skin, abnormal blood test when they test during routine consultation or during blood test, they have an abnormal blood test. So patient reports as a chest pain. The patient informs like a headache, nausea, etc. So this all falls under adverse events during the treatment period. So let's go back to the ADR examples. So in so the ADR examples are like, now let's look at some real life examples of some adverse drug reactions which has been reported. So upon administration of a drug, like a patient explains they feel nauseous, they start a new medicine, so they feel after taking that they feel nauseous. That is the reported event of an ADR. So another patient stops treatment because they developed an itchy rash after the after the medication they have taken. So on treatment again, or while reviewing the nursing notes, you find a patient discontinued therapy due to unexplained bruising. So again, that comes under ADR. So anything that is upon administration, any dangerous reaction that's after taking on the any drug or treatment period, that is reported as an ADR. So the key lesson is here to listen. Always listen carefully to the patients or the reporters' words and document their own concern in their own words, and remain alert, because not every reactions will be obvious to the patient themselves, but sometimes it is up to us, a healthcare professional, to notice. So let's see some of the another part like of a PV, which is medication errors, which is commonly a big issue that has been reported worldwide. So another major focus area is the PV. In the PV is a medication, as I said. So a medication error is an unintended failure in the drug treatment process that has the potential to cause harm. So for example, so an actual error. So this is divided into 3 types of medication errors. So you can see that. So an actual error could be a patient receiving a wrong dose. So an intercepted error or a near miss error, like might be a doctor prescribing the wrong route, but a pharmacist catching it before it reaches the patient. So potential error could be when 2 products having confusingly similar names and someone noticed before harm occurs. Each of these cases provides valuable lessons to improve safety. That's it. So let's see some of the special case scenarios, right? So in special situations of AE, this is completely apart from, it's not associated with from AE or ADR. So in pharmacovigilance, that we call as special situations must be reported even if there are no clear adverse events or no adverse drug reactions. So these examples, like what are the situations we can see is drug exposure during pregnancy through either maternal or paternal use, drug exposure from breastfeeding, so an overdose, whether intentional, accidental, or prescribed. So misuse of drug or abuse of medicines, so off-label use. So like medication errors, which we have seen in the past slide, lack of efficacy, which is the effectiveness of the medication. So transmission of infections through a product. So occupational exposure, such as like a needle stick injury, like a pricking or cut a thumb and have a bleeding. Likewise, so even unexpected benefits, drug or drug food interactions, and using the pediatric or elderly patients outside of what's licensed. So in this, I can say that maybe you will be easily, you can identify like what is overdose or misuse or abuse of medicines, and effectiveness, which is the patient says that the drug is not enough strong and the drug is not effective. They need to change the drug. They don't think they can take the drug, so they need to stop the drug. So in this case, we have to report it. Likewise, you'll be asking like drug exposure during pregnancy. You all know that some of the biologic medicines which we cannot be prescribed to the pregnancy ladies, and that should be stopped once it is identified by the hospital, by the healthcare or by the healthcare professional who is reviewing the pregnancy ladies' notes. And the drug exposure for breastfeeding, the same thing, which is during the breastfeeding they have to stop the medications. So you may be confused like the off-label uses. So the off-label use is the prescriptions which is not licensed with the regulations which is set by the MAH or the drug company. So that will be outstanding with its dosaging intervals or the dosings. So anything that is not within the regulations of when the prescribed by the hospital, but the hospital have the right to give the prescriptions for that medications according to the patient conditions. But still, if it is prescribed, we need to report as an A because it is outstanding from the regulations. So transmission of infections through products is like, well, the infections, if someone is having infections, they have touched the product and they have to place this product to someone. At the time, it should be reported. So occupational exposure, the same thing, like materialistic chicken, any cut or thumbs having in there. So unexpected benefit will be a confusing state. So unexpected benefit, I can give an example, like a patient taking a medication for the biologics, for like the rheumatoid arthritis or like for the autoimmune disorders, and they are having a history of blood pressure. So in that case, they feel that like the blood pressure is lowering, and they have been reviewing this for at least 1 or 2 months. They have been observing that the blood pressure is lowering, and that is an unexpected benefit which is caused by the biologic medicines. So that should be reported. So these are the rest of the things: drug and drug food interactions. You might have known that we cannot take some drugs which is combined with some other drugs, and a combination of drugs, and some of the food we should avoid during the specific drug we have to take. And the pediatric elderly population, outside of, we have licensing regulations, like some of the regulations will be completed for pediatric, and elderly it will be completely different. So the dosing intervals and dosages will be different, and if it comes apart from that, again we should be reported. So all of these scenarios provides valuable safety data and must be reported even if no adverse reaction is immediately apparent. So likewise, special case scenarios examples. So during conversations, so with a nurse, a patient explains they are taking medication for a medicinal purpose not in accordance with the terms of marketing authorization. So that should be reported. During a routine consultation, a patient tells you that they are taking a medication frequently with no prescription, no symptoms, and believing they need it to feel it to better. So again, that should be reported. So imagine a glass vial breaking during handling and causing you to cut your thumb and exposure to its contents. So again, that should be reported. So all of these falls under the umbrella of pharmacovigilance. So because they reflect real world safety risks. So let's go to the next part of it. That's product quality complaints. So definition. So like, see, there's any complaint regarding the identity, quality, durability, reliability, safety, effectiveness, or performance of a medicinal product as addressed as a product quality complaint. So, yeah. So this PQCs, because the product quality complaints is a short form, so PQCs can involve like physical defects like chip tablets or cracked vials. So packaging issues like missing labels or misprinted expiry dates, contamination, for example, like particles in a solution or a strange odor, storage related issues such as drug degradation due to poor temperature control, even device malfunctions like an inhaler that won't spray or a syringe plunger that stuck. So why is this important? Because PQCs may directly impact patient safety, and beyond that, regulators requires these complaints to be reported, investigated, and tracked. So in PV, and quality team works hand in hand to make sure nothing slips through the cracks. So you can see that all the faulty medicines and devices, how it is addressed due to any characteristical changes in a product, like it's based on its identity, durability, performance, quality, reliability, potency, purity, safety, effectiveness, authenticity, anything that can be reported as a PQC. So, and this is another major part, like what is medical information. So it is a major part. We need to listen to the patient or the reporter who's inquiring medical information. And so that's pharmacovigilance also connects with the medical information services. So medical information teams provide balanced, accurate the advice to both patients and healthcare professionals. But here's the catch: a medical information inquiry might also contain a safety signal, right? So a medical information inquiry is important source of safety information as it may contain an AE within it. So every time we need to listen to the medical information query, we should not avoid any query, and if we can answer the question for the medical information, or we should approve with that the perfect practitioner or the pharmacist who is available. So for example, like someone may ask, like we can see some of the examples in here. So like so I am diabetic patient. Would you like to know if your bread contains sugar? So that's an example, like or accidentally took 2 tablets of one this morning. So what should we do? So that's an again a query asking about the medical information. So even though we should report if it is a safety issue, we need to address that if there is any AE hidden in that. So even these seemingly simple questions can reveal the important safety data. So let's see how PV works. So now let's walk through how pharmacovigilance works in practice, right? So we know that ADA happens, and patient develops a reaction noticed by them or by their caregivers and healthcare providers, or any like a pharmacist, nurses, anyone can address that. And the reports submitted, like ADRs, are reported through hospitals, clinics, mobile apps, or national portals like MedWatch or Vigilance. There are many portals which the reports are submitted, and even though they can be specifically submitted to emails as well, which is directly this is all according to the pharma company, which is aligned with the regulations, right? So the data collected and analyzed, the reports are reviewed at local or national PV centers. So with details like drug dose and outcome are captured. So wherever which country they have the national PV centers, that will be addressed as the main part. So in takes of signal detection, so scientists analyze reports, literature, and clinical data to spot unusual patterns of harm. Action taken after that. So authorities issue safety alerts, update product labels, recommend restrictions, or in extreme cases withdraw the product from the market. So that's the PV in action, a cycle of vigilance from patient to regulator. So we can see the process happening, how it happens. So let's see next one. So the potential sources of AEs or ADRs of the PV reports. So how we find the the sources which we take from the reporters, like spontaneous reports from healthcare professionals, patients, and caregivers or consumers and authorities, anyone who will be reporting and maybe through the calls or through the emails or from any like sources of them which they have been aware of, and like a literature and in journals, conferences, abstracts, even newspapers, all are sources which we can identify, like internet and digital media, so including company websites and regulatory sites. Solicited reports are also more commonly used from clinical trials, surveys, or research, and other medias like press coverage. So more commonly, we can see the spontaneous reports are widely used in all companies to extract the sources and data or the ICSR reports which is formed. So in that, we have to make aware that once we became aware of the AE, it should be submitted within 24 hours to the party or to the drug company. Yep. And once we submit, it must be investigated and reported within 15 days by the marketing authorization holder, which is the drug company. So once we submit the AE, there will be a 15-day period for query from the to get a query from the pharma company relating to that case. So once the 15 days is over, the case will be closed unless there is any discrepancy for the future cases for the same patient. So what a valid PV report must include. So we know that a valid PV report must include a confirmation the patient has taken the medicine and was taken as it has harmed plus or whatever the identification contact details, so like an identifiable reporter, someone with a name, contact of qualification, it's like a patient identifier, anonymized but traceable, like initials, age, or record number. So the name of the medicine. So always we need to make in report that we can't keep a patient's name unless they give a consent. So once we have a consent, we can keep the patient's name and the contact details, and even if we can give to the pharma company who needs to get as approved and to contact the patient for further follow-ups. So the name of the medicine, like, you know what, we have to keep the brand name, and always the brand name and the generic name will be reported with the formulations and the dosing intervals, as well as if it is available. We don't, is not mandatorily, if it is available, we used to keep this all details whichever available. So mandatory details should be the patient identifiers and what was the medication and the identified reporters, the name, qualification, and the incident reported. So and the details of the adverse drug reaction in the reporters onward. So like I said, it should be in the reporters onwards. We need to address that. So for AEs associated with product quality complaints, always request the batch number and expiry date. So which is whenever this is a reported and a PQC is reported, so we have to always address the batch number and expiry date. What we should make sure that it is available. If it is not available, we should give a reason why it is not available to the pharma company. So that makes a complete valid PV reports. And if the event involves, the valid PV report includes any more information which you can collect for the follow-up. Basically, the MAH will be asking for many follow-ups and they need for the patient request, because we can't assure that how much information we have given for the patient, and we always record from the reporter's words, and we record it and report this according to the reporter's words. So we need to make sure that we make a proper follow-up for ongoing cases with the same patients. I can show you a simple examination, or like a simple example of adverse event report form. So this is a part of an exam, a report form which we commonly use in throughout the PV, but it changes according to all pharma companies. So the templates will be different, or the questions maybe I may ask for more type of information they needed for each. It's based upon each pharma companies. So I can say this as a simple, I can just go through run through this, or how we add the reports into this. So first we need to make sure that there should be a date of awareness. So date of awareness should be the date you became aware of the incident. So that will be the day. For example, today I get a report from the patient, the patient missed dose, they feel nauseous. So that is today is the date of awareness. And if I need to check that the patient has reported with the previously they have reported with us, and I need to check if these are duplicate ones, and if it is a follow-up report or the initial report. So if it is an initial report, I'll keep it initial report there, and with the reference number. So for the reference number, I will use the patient ID with the initials, which is the patient's two names, alphabets. So I'll choose the first two alphabets of each names, and the date of awareness together. So these will be addressed as the reference number, which we use currently. So if it is a follow-up reference number, we keep it as a follow-up report, first one, and we have to remain that the date of awareness will be the date you became aware of the AE, which is the day. Even if it is a follow-up report, we have to keep the date of awareness as the date you became aware of the new incident, but should be the follow-up to the report. So the date of awareness with the initial reference number. With the initial reference number, we keep it as like F1, follow-up with F1 or F2 or F3 for how many follow-ups you have. If it is a product quality complaint, we keep it as yes or no. And if it is a yes, we need to give for further details like a number, how many numbers of affected products was there, whether the product was administered to the patient, it is have sample available, and the patient missed a dose, or number of doses missed, or like whether placement has been sent, or like usually when like product quality complaints happen, so we need to send a replacement. That's an action, that's a basic action which has to take place. So the reporters will be like the patient, nurse, other healthcare professional, or other. So that's what we keep in the column. So we keep initials only for the patient's name. Like I said in the previous, the valid PV report, which should always contains the patient initials unless they give a consent. So we ask for a consent, like there is a reporter consent for follow-up. So if they give a yes, so we can give a specific column like for email or for contact number. So that's how the reporter information is placed. So e-form completed by, like, it should be the person who is sending the report. So who is the PV responsible person for the company, so they will be sending. So who will be doing the signal detection and everything. So ICSR report will be performed, and they will be sending with their name, with his other healthcare professional or other, and the email address, the address, country, and contact number. Again, for the next section, what we do is that we differentiate the different parts of the patient ID into different ways, and the patient initials and the date of birth, we make it in separate and everything. And this is a patient identifiers. So the gender, if it is available, we don't force us to the gender. So, and the indication, which the indication was used through, which was the indication they had, for like rheumatoid arthritis, ulcerative colitis, or whatever indication for the treatment was taken, and the age of the patient. So if any relevant medical history is known, so any other information not available, so we need to place it as there. So name of the product, which is like, for example, I can give you like one of the product is adalimumab. So adalimumab, we keep a product name and the start date of medication if it is available, and the formulations, which is that for related to that, and the brand name, which is for adalimumab, we have a product name I can give in, and the brand name for that is Euflyma. So in Euflyma, or the batch number we need to find. So we need to make sure that we can get the batch number and the expiry date for that same medication for the reported patient. So the country of occurrence, in which country you will be reporting this from. Um, so the reporter information, so we keep the reporter information, which includes all the detail in the reporter words. So basically we said about the valid PV report and previous slide, so we have to keep a detailed information about the incident reported, and plus the actions which have taken. So for sake, a patient reported as a patient missed dose and they are waiting for the delivery arrangement, and it is not set by the hospital because they don't have a new prescription. At this time we will make a report as a detailed report into there in the same place, and we will make that action as the if a new prescription is arranged, so we will be taken place, we'll arrange the delivery as soon. So if in case like if the delivery is a patient missed dose and if we have a prescription and it was delayed, so the action will be like, oh, we have arranged a prescription as soon to the patient, or like if it is a product quality complaints, or if the patient missed a dose for that, and we keep it as a replacement sent as an action. So the rest of the like additional event information, only if applicable, we are used to use like the onset date of and stop date of the medication, and if the suspected product was withdrawn, and if the suspect was reintroduced like during the event occur, so the seriousness and the event outcome. So all of this only if applicable, so we don't mainly focus on that. So those are the mandatory things which I have already spoken. Let's see about the careers in PV and job opportunities in pharmacovigilance. I know you all will be like eager to see this part. So the PV pharmacovigilance isn't just about safety, so it's also a fast-growing career field. Roles included like a pharmacovigilance officer, medical reviewer, signal detection specialist, regulatory affairs executive, PV auditor, quality reviewer, drug safety associate. That should be the entry level, so drug safety associate, so pharmacovigilance lead or manager. So it's a growing field with diverse opportunities. So definitely, so we have entry level with drug safety associate, going forward with the pharmacovigilance officer, medical reviewer, signal detection specialist, so pharmacovigilance lead or manager, and mainly you will be focused as a PV consultant who will be forming the pharma companies and who will be setting up the PV department for the pharma companies. So was work sectors, so where we can work. So finally, where can the PV professionals work? You will find opportunities across pharmaceutical companies, CROs, government agencies, firms, and hospitals. So like pharmaceutical companies like in India, like so not only India, anywhere is the same process which is happening, like Sun Pharma, like Cipla, Dr. Reddy. So here we have a different like GSK, Janssen. So throughout in India also they have a Janssen and a GSK all over the world. So they're global companies. So contract research organizations or CROs, like IQVIA, and also that's a research organization. So we can say so the government bodies such as the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission or CDSCO. Likewise, we have a British Pharmacopoeia Commission, which is in UK, and we stand with the MHRA regulations and all. So MHRA will be the main bodies with UK regulations. It companies, the IT companies with PV divisions like TCS, Cognizant, Accenture, and many other companies which has opportunities of PV, and of course hospitals and clinical research units. All the hospitals and clinicals will be having a drug safety department or monitoring department which undergoes the PV sector, like addressing the area reporting or any PV related aspects to be like audit, monthly reports or reconciliations which need to be sent to the pharma companies. So there's a drug safety department for that as well in the hospitals and clinicals research units. So pharmacovigilance truly spans industries, offering a chance to contribute to both science and patient safety. So that's about the session. So I think I'll
Thank you,
stop
sir.
sharing the
Thank you.
screens.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Abu Ali, for that enlightenment and
Sunita madam,
thought-provoking
మీరు
lecture.
Deepthi, please continue.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
On lecture of beyond the prescription, how
Deepthi ma'am,
pharmacovigilance
one
protects
second.
patients. Okay, sir.
Deepthi
Continue.
ma'am, 1 second. Sir will share the Sir director, sir.
Yeah,
Please share your
excellent,
experience.
Apu. I have one small 1 minute. Yes. My question for you is, after identifying all these adverse drug reactions, what do the when production company will take an action? Will they change the molecule? If so, will you give some example of recent thing which has happened?
So basically, I can say the basic issue you're addressing about the molecule changes or the what afterwards we send the report to the MAH or the drug company. So that will be based on the the molecules, like we can get the examples of thalidomide which happened. So the thalidomide, what they did, that they improved the medications to the veins. So firstly it was implemented by the Swiss company, and later on it was by the German company, and they changed the molecules and which was introduced and used as safety and antiemetic and with the pregnancy ladies and all. So basically, there were so many corrections happening with the PB sectors, like many, which is related to many other drugs. So there are numerous things that has happening with all the companies throughout. So which is still ongoing with the studies, and or more commonly, the clinical trials won't help. That it won't help much with that. So we need a post-marketing surveillance study after this once it is implemented to the market. So we keep on researching with the studies, and we just report it to the MAH from our side, and the MH will take the action according to that.
Yeah, we'd like to explore the literature, what the MHA has taken action.
So the MAH will be taken the action as like they will change, as like you said, the molecules they will be changing to that. So where it is they need to address the issues, like they categorize the departments, they categorize into the issues which is addressed, like we saw all the issues like the related to the AE with the side effects or the special situations causing like many other like misuse or abuse or anything. So everything will be categorized into them, and they keep a patient identifiers including their genders and everything, and they keep a knowing data on that, and they provide a calculation to make or improve the medication. So improve the medication from their part, and the manufacturers will be improving the medication and will be bringing it to the market, and again they will be undergoing the clinical trials for this once they implement it. So again after the clinical trials, which they will be implemented again to the market, and once again it is implemented to the market, we will do the post marketing surveillance studies, which will be from the clinical trial, from the clinicals or hospitals or from anywhere, like which is reported from any sources.
Yeah, thank you. I got the answer. Thank you. Thank you very much. The
No
clinical
problem. Thank you.
and and yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Thank you. No problem.
There are some of the questions in chat box.
So why do we calculate PV? So why do we calculate PV in the session? Like, can you just exactly say what was that? Is it about the calculation view for the formulations or dosing? We don't, it's like we don't actually calculate PV itself. So instead we collect access and analyze data on adverse events, even to evaluate the benefit risk profiles of medicines. So the calculation is in PV usually refers to case counts and frequencies. So like I can say that's how many adverse events or a type of a type occurred, incident rates, number of areas or exposed patients, signal detection methods using statistics like to detect unusual patterns in safety databases, benefit risk ratios, weighing therapeutic benefit against risk to decide. So that should be like part of calculation of PV. So basically, we don't have much calculations which we use with like mathematics or something. So yeah, I believe the role of pharmacovigilance should involve both the pre-marketing and post-marketing phases of drugs. Am I right? So only post-marketing drug. No, that's right. So sure, the pre-marketing will be that's the clinical trials is a pre-marketing. So that's already completed when a drug is imposed or implemented to the market. So once it is implemented to the market, we are doing the post-marketing surveillance studies, which is need to be reported, and that's the part where the FAPV works down. And only that's why the example I have given is a thalidomide tragedy which happened in earlier years. So that's how the PV was introduced. So PV will be only doing the post-marketing surveillance. So as a beginner, what important skills or knowledge should I learn to start a career in pharmacovigilance? So that's a good question. So for skills which you need to implement, so you need to keep your pharmacy studies at the top level. That's the basic thing. You're getting great studies from your universities which you do, and definitely the skills will improve accordingly, which you find in which path you will be going forward. And you can find the career path for PV in wise of you need to focus on the side effects of the patients. You should access the patient case management. I would recommend, if you have all of our family has a background of medical history issues or something. So we should be the persons who should assess the reports of the case management of our families itself. So we can understand how the how the areas are reporting. So we should ask our family or our friends, like they have any side effects or issues which they have addressed or not. So likewise, we should make a practice of asking them how they should take how they should use the proper medication in terms of like even you can just know that some medications like they'll be having some issues which is taken to the body, or like a product quality complaints or somewhat any other manner. So we should address basically I would say that should be start from ourselves, within our friends, our family, so we can address everything. So I think the next one is it was really great session. So how the adverse drug reactions areas or drugs updated based on pharmacovigilance reports yearly. So basically, this all are updated in the pharmacovigilance. Everything was updated. Like I said, the thalidomide was the greatest tragedy it happened. So from there onwards, the yellow card scheme was implemented. From the yellow card scheme is something which is used widely everywhere, like for reporting the PV related things. And so in that manner, so they have implemented more skills, more portals to report the cases which needs to be sent to the MAH and all. So the drug reactions of the drugs and all these has been updated based on the changing of the medications which is taken to the clinical trials, and they have been imposed to treat with other patients and improve the sessions with other molecules like they will be doing the other studies with the preclinical studies, and so once this is done and the pharmacovigilance report is updated based on the clinical trials after confirming that this has safe and effective. So what are the difference between AE and ADR? So the basic difference of AE and ADR is that adverse events, AE is named as AE, adverse events, and ADR is adverse drug reaction. So the AE is that just a simple difference is that, you know, that causal relationship between a treatment is not needed for an AE. So any incident or any event that occurred during a treatment period which is unsafe, and you feel like it should be reported, like any like a feeling nauseous of abnormal blood test the patient had, the patient reports any unsafe issue, or the reporter, it should be like a patient or anyone is reporting you like any unsafe issue that is addressed, you have to be reported as an AE. So in the area, it isn't like that's not a causal relationship, it is a relationship with the treatment. So if you find like as an administration of a drug, upon administration, the feel if a patient feels nauseous is the best example. So in that they feel like, oh, that should be reported as like the dangers of reaction that happened due to the drug. So that is a relationship, the difference between the AE and ADR. But in AE, everything will be reported, including or reactions. So any event that occurs, basically that would be an AE. So how would you, as a PV expert, investigate and manage the safety signal? So basically, what I'm doing my work is, so we do collect the sources from the inbound call, I mean the calls and emails which is sent from the hospitals or the healthcare professionals or the patients or reporters. So we do collect it and we make do a QC check from each reports. So we have associates or administrators working in a company, they will be keeping in the tracker, which throughout it we have a tracker for everyone, and in that tracker we will be doing the QC check and inside that. So in the QC check we address that we need more information for the patient need to be asked, and whether it just has to be this has to be given to the reporter, again redirected for more information, and any details need to be completed with ourselves. So once we complete the QC check, we will be taking into the report form and we'll be reporting this to the manufacturer, and of course the manufacturer will be having 15 days to query with this case. So once we report this, and this investigation will be part, and maybe we have a follow-up cases for the individual case reports which we send as well. So we finish this part, and then we go for the reconciliation part. So reconciliation is something, when we submit AEs or ADRs or any PV reporting that is submitted to the MAH, we'll have a monthly report, so which addresses that we have a month, all AEV, the PV reports which we have submitted as all have been confirmed with a receipt. So because whenever we send an AE to the MAH, they can give a receipt which is confirmed receipt, and that will be acknowledged by ourselves and by the MAH if it both aligns together. So once it is done, we complete it and we start the source data verification. So the source data verification is like audits, which we do a monthly audit for the company, and that is an external and both internal ways, and that will be addressing issues if a patient, if any report is not if any report is missed, or there is a discrepancy in the information which is reported. So if we address that any late AE is there, we will go for the next process of CAPA, which is corrective and preventive action. So this corrective and preventive action will address the actions who has done the mistakes and makes them to give a retraining process, or whatever the actions which we are assigning, that will be completed by the reporter who has done. So that's how the safety signals which is done, and the sources of that will be completed by the pharmacovigilance duties. So who controls pharmacovigilance? So pharmacovigilance is basically control in each company. I can say that each company, like PV team, will be controlling the pharmacovigilance. And you know that Uppsala is the monitoring, controlling research center, and WHO holds that Uppsala has the rights to keep this pharmacovigilance control all over the world as a global thing. And each national have their own national PV centers, which controls most of the things. So what responsibilities does a regulatory affairs executive typically have in relation to pharmacovigilance? Yeah, so regulatory affairs will be having, absolutely, they have a relationship with the pharmacovigilance because they keep the regulations. You know that we in UK, we have the MHRA regulations and EMA regulations, which we follow for each of the sectors, like of clinical sectors of pharma companies, or the pharmacovigilance, which we should align with the regulations according to the MHRA. So likewise in India, they have like a CDSCO, which is a control drug organization for them, and they have to be aligned with the regulations. And if anything that's coming apart from the regulations, which is apart from that, they should be reported, and even they can get the consequences of fines if they are not following with the aligned with to the regulations. So that's how it is a relationship with the pharmacovigilance. So what are the most common barrier to area reporting by healthcare professional? The most common barrier to area reporting by healthcare professionals is different. So that differs in a lot of way. So because that is differ according to the medication they're taking, which type of medication they're going, like maybe the biologics medication, like is depend upon their indications, they depend upon their like if it is a female or male, it have a raw hormone regulations, it will be different, and they're having different medication sites. And more commonly, I can say the barriers, which is like could be like anyways, which is like the patient reporting as nausea and all, and vomiting issues and there should be different ways they could be reported by healthcare professionals. What are pre-additional skills and like any software you suggest for students? And like for students planning their career in PH vigilance. So asking about the additional skills. So like what I said, skills can be like maybe you can focus on the career pathways and like focus on your studies and make a note for like how the area is addressed. Like you will be going with the patient case managements. You can see the history of the patients. You will be addressing each issues and how how the side effects has happened. So sometimes they will address, they need to change the dosing management. So if any dosing management is done, you have to address that. So your skills will work out there. So you have to focus on more commonly with the patient case managements, which will address you for like in your future. You will get a bright future with more skills if you start using with right from your beginning of with your studies. And how do pharmacovigilance system differ between developed and developing countries? Yeah, so that's a big question. So we have so many issues around the world globally. In some countries, which is the developed countries, have like internal, like a great system. Like if I can say in the UK, they have a great system of pharmacovigilance. In India as well, there's like a great system of PV, which is post-marketing surveillance studies, which is undergoing. I guess like India and UK, China, US as all developed with this PV studies, PV marketing surveillances, and they all are vigilant to address the issues more commonly with compared to some other countries like in Africa. And some other countries in Africa has some issues which was previously reported in early years, like the PV issues as was like they have to develop their processes as soon, like that will be addressed by the WHO. And WHO still have the right, they are taking places with all the studies by implementing the situations. But the main thing is that the global pharma companies, they will be sending the manufacturing unit, they'll be having the what is it? They'll be having the manufacturing units in different parts of the world, and they will be sending the medications and supplying to each of the countries and there. So basically, I can say the PV centers, more commonly like PV activities, will be held for each company, will be based on the headquarters which they have proved. So they will be forming the PV calculations, the clinical studies, and they just implement it and they just send to the different countries and supply it. So basically, that's how they protect some of the undeveloped countries, right? What is the future of pharmacovigilance? So future of pharmacovigilance, definitely you have to have a bright future. So, and like I can say that you have to focus on your studies and everywhere, and your career pathways will find you what you are. Like you will be going with your brilliant works with your each time, and try to focus on as much as you can to be a part of the team, and how much you can implement new sectors, how much you can keep your effort to the sectors, and you can also have a big sector which is like the global pharma companies still recruiting many positions for the pharmacovigilance, which is widely now using throughout the world. Wherever I can see, like in India, there are many companies recruiting so much of the so much of people, like they who are interested, and they definitely, you can join as an entry level as well, because you know what, they give a complete training with everything, so you don't need to worry about anything. In these sectors, you can understand that even if you're an entry level candidate, so they will be giving you as much as training, and the training will be going throughout your life where you're working with the PV sector. So I can say my time. I mean, I'm working in a pharmacovigilance specialist, so I know that I have a continuous training throughout my life. Throughout my company, I'm working that I'm giving training to the staffs and candidates, and also I am getting training which is an advanced pharmacovigilance training. So try to attend the conferences which is related to future pharmacovigilance. To mean your pharmacovigilance should be addressed, and try to attend as much as conferences. That's what I say, because you will get great ideas from most of the conferences, and keep try to attend as like a poster. You can present a poster or presentation or like a workshop for any cases. So I know that you will be getting chances for this as your pharmacy. I mean, your college or university will be greatly providing that for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Stella.
I have a doubt here.
Yeah.
Can I ask one question, Dr. Abu Ali?
Yeah, sure.
Regarding
Yes, please.
glitazones, which are used for type 2 diabetes. So glitazones are previously used for type 2. Among them, pioglitazones were banned in 2010, I think so. And again, it was revoked. It was banned because of bladder cancers. And again, coming to rosiglitazone, even due to risk of the heart diseases, it was banned, and again it was revoked in India. But I don't know whether you are using there at UK or not. Can you please brief about it?
Okay, so so glitter zones in, you know what, this, they might have you change the molecule, right? So which you got the glitter zones. You told that it was banned in India. Likewise, I thought the citrazine was banned, like for an example. So once at a point they have changed the molecule and they have implemented again. So the question you asked for is that, is it used in UK? So maybe the glitter zones have different classifications, right? So like pioglitazone or rosiglitazone, troglitazone. So which can be like that is available in UK. That, like which I said, is pioglitazone, rosiglitazone, and troglitazones are available in UK, and that's still using for all of these issues, which is for diabetes and all. So we don't have a separate of glitazone. I haven't seen of a glitazone ones. Do you have a brand name using for the glitazone there in India? Sorry, I didn't hear that. Maybe you're mute.
It's a brand name, I think so. It's a Remo gliflozin is there. It's a name. It is the Remo, REMO.
REMO. Oh, okay.
Remo.
So Remo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. It's manufactured by Glenmark.
Oh, right. So that should be different. So maybe, the manufacturers which is given to each countries or each,
Yes.
like to say, that will be different. And, the pharmacopoeias will be different. The British pharmacopoeia is different. Indian pharmacopoeia is different. Definitely that's, so the glitazones will be used throughout as if any addresses issues will be there. So we have pioglitazone plus metformin used for the patients. The combination of metformin and pioglitazone used for it should be like a dosing, and the metformin will be taken by maybe 2 times a day, and pioglitazone will be taken 1 time a day. So we have a combination going through the UK sectors, so which is a under classification of glitazone.
Abu Alim sir, good evening sir. Sir,
Good
is
evening.
there any in UK? Is there any other databases, software databases used in PV other than Vigiflow and Argus Oracle, sir? Please let me
Yeah.
tell you.
Definitely, there is Argus, RSG, all databases used in UKSF. That's a global databases. That should be everywhere, like not in India, UK, everywhere you can use it. So this is emerged with pharma companies like I said, GSK, Janssen, all these pharma companies have different portals. I can say I'm specifically using two with the Janssen company. That is Johnson and Johnson, previously named. So that's a Janssen company, and they have RSG portal they are using for the software portals where we used to send the reports. We'll be reporting through the RSG portal. So we have much databases in the UK as well.
So difference between Vigiflow database and Argus Oracle, sir, is there? Both are software databases, no? But what is the main difference between them?
So basically the databases differences will be, basically I said before, I had as an example of a reporting form which I show
Yeah, yes,
you
sir, I understand.
previously. So that's an example. So it is based on each company how they're setting up for the database. So they choose different databases. If they need more information, the information provided columns will be different. And if for the GSK, personally, I'm saying that the GSK, the information is different. They're asking for. I mean, the mandatory, apart from the basic ones, the valid PV report, whatever the information will be there, we're keeping that information, and from that we will be having more additional information asking for each cases, which is they are keeping their standard requirements of their company. So based on that company, they choose the databases, and like RSG, Argus or Vegas. So this is all upon to the MAH. I mean the company. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Thank you,
Dr.
Abu sir, for your valuable session.
Thank you. So I will just close that over that. We have seen how PV emerged from tragedy and has how grown into a powerful global system that saves lives every single day. So we have explored the basics, what to report, how PV works, the importance of product quality, medical information in special situations. And we have also seen the pharmacovigilance is more than just a science, right? So it's a shared responsibility, and for many, a deeply rewarding career path. As you move forward, remember this: every observation, every report, every question about safety can make a difference. Pharmacovigilance isn't about a paperwork. So it's about people, and behind every people, there is a patient, a family, and a story. So thank you for joining me in this session. I hope it leaves you with a deep understanding of how PV protects patients, and perhaps this even inspires you to contribute to this vital work. Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant. Remember, every report counts, right? So thank you for the session. Thank you, Dr. SJPS Makapur, and all the organizers and everyone. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Sir, on this special occasion, I want to introduce my cousin, Mamata. She is working as a PV associate at Personal Homeo
Definitely.
Pharmacy. Yeah, I want to introduce
Definitely.
her to everyone. Yeah.
Definitely, I know Mamata
Uh,
personally. She's very brilliant, I know. And thank you, Mamata. She's the one of the person who keep keep organizing every this event. I can personally say this event is mediator with you. And personally, a very big thanks to Mamata for this session.
Thank you, Abu. Hello, sir.
yeah, Mamata, you want to share something? You can share.
No, I
Satish,
don't
she
want
is
to share
Mamata. She is my
anything.
cousin.
Hi,
Hello,
Mamta.
sir.
This
Hello,
is
sir.
Dr.
Hello,
Satish.
everyone. I don't want anything to speak out. Just
Dr. Stella.
thank you for giving and organizing this international webinar. And I deeply appreciate my colleagues Sanjay and Abu for giving this like their valuable and experienced healthcare sector field roles against this. And thank you everyone from SGIPS.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mamata.
Thank you.
Sir will.
Yeah, Mamta.
Yeah.
Dr. Satish. And this is Dr. Stella.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
She's a gynecologist. And I'm an
Nice
ophthalmologist.
to meet you. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Sometimes we'll have a session from you also.
Definitely.
Looking forward for more collaboration with you.
Definitely will be with you.
Opportunities and the careers over there. Now we had a great glimpses of scenario about PV worldwide.
Yeah.
3 speakers gave wonderful inputs.
Definitely, sir. Thank you so much for your collaboration with Personal Home Care Pharmacy today.
Yeah, I understand. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, Ashok sir, please continue the session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Abu sir, and thank you, Mamta madam. And finally, I invite Dr. R. Anusha to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. It is my proud privilege and pleasant duty to deliver the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion of our international webinar on quality and safety in healthcare. Beyond prescription to pharmacovigilance and quality assurance, on behalf of Dr. Samuel George, Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Markapur, and on my own behalf, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all those who have contributed to the success of today's program. First and foremost, I extend our deep sense of appreciation to our respected Chief Patron, Dr. N. Stella Selina, Academic Director, and Dr. A. Satish Garu, Director, SGIPS, for their inspiring keynote addresses and their constant encouragement in organizing academic events that enrich both our faculty and students. Their vision and leadership continue to guide this institution toward greater heights. I place on record my sincere thanks to our convener, Dr. Prasanna Kumar Desu, Principal, SGIPS, for conceptualizing and leading this program with such dedication. His relentless efforts and guidance meticulously planned and smoothly conducted. A very special thanks is due to our esteemed international speakers, Dr. Sanjay Tanaki. Thank you for your enlightening talk on your future in quality, understanding quality assurance in the healthcare sector. Your valuable insights on quality assurance and its global importance brought and inspired our students to consider new avenues in their careers. Dr. Abu Alim, we are equally grateful to you for your thought-provoking session and beyond the prescription, how pharmacovigilance protects patients. Your explanations on drug safety monitoring and patient protection have truly highlighted the crucial role
pharmacovigilance plays in modern healthcare. Both of you have enriched this platform with your knowledge, and we are deeply honored to have the privilege of learning from you. And I also thankful to the guest, Dr. Sophia Suleiman. Thank you for your ma'am for your valuable words. And I would also like to extend heartfelt thanks to our co-conveners, Dr. K. Ashok Babu sir and Dr. Y. Sunita, for commencing today's session with grace. Introducer Miss A. Deepti, and for introducing our speakers so eloquently and for handling the question answer session with professionalism. Your contributions ensure that the flow of today's event remains smooth and engagement. To all the faculty members and technical team, I extend my gratitude for your tireless efforts behind the scenes. Your commitment and teamwork have made this webinar possible without any hindrance. Finally, I express my sincere thanks to our participants, students, research scholars, faculty members, and healthcare professionals from across India and abroad. Your active engagement and enthusiasm have been the true strength of this event. It is your presence and interaction that transforms such programs into vibrant learning experience. And I also thankful to Miss Mamata as my colleague and my sister also. She is also. Thank you for giving this opportunity to keep the international webinar in our college SGIPS. I am very much thankful to Miss Mamata. And as we conclude, let us carry forward the spirit of today's discussion into our academic, professional, and research journeys. On behalf of SGIPS, I thank you all once.
In my break now.
Participant to complete the feedback form provided. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.
Sir, you are on mute.
Thank you, everyone. We are closing the session now. Have a nice day to everyone.
Thank you, Prasanna. Thank you, Dr. Abu Alim.
Thank you all. Thank you. See you there. See you there.
Day. Now,
Thank
very much. I want to appreciate Dr. Prasanna and Anusha and Dr. Ashok. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shall I close now?